I just realized I hadn't like set up the microphone before the stream started. How embarrassing. It's like ready to start talking. No. Not ready. Hello? Okay, I can hear myself now. I was like, I can see that I'm making noise, but I just want to make sure that everything's in order. How are you guys? It feels like it's been a while, but it really hasn't. Like, I was streaming on Monday, and it's Wednesday. This week has been so weird because I didn't have work on Monday, so it's only a 4-day work week, which is kind of nice. I'm at the Wind Temple, so I'm excited to do that. I'm a little nervous though because I'm not very good at fighting things, and so once we get to the boss, I'm gonna be nervous, but I think I'll be okay. I don't know, we'll see. I've heard that it's like, seems like it's supposed to be the first one. What is going on here? What is that? And, so that makes me hopeful, but also I don't fight as much as possible. So, like, we'll see. See how it goes. Let's get started. I just got to the temple. Like, I stopped right as we had like the first cutscene. I stopped right after that, so I'm ready. Let's go. Here's the music. Okay. Oh, isn't this the song that they sing? Let's see what we've got going on. So we've got some icy boys. What is this cannon for? I need to like not be in my hang glider for a second. Ooh. Is that gonna fire? Interesting. Shoots at the building over there. Is it trying to fire at me? Ooh. What'll I do now? Oh. I don't think I'm supposed to be up here. What do you guys think? Let's see. There's some icicles. Oh, let's go in here. See what's happening. Wait. Use one of these baddies. Ugh, this way. There we go. So many arrows. Wait. I'm just like... Ugh. No, I don't need like a good bow for this. This is probably a big waste. Oh. Hey. Hey, chick. What do you have? A spear? Oh, I want that. What should I drop? Maybe this. So I need to get in there. Was it too high? No. Oh, I was just up here. Why am I doing this? I'm a little perplexed by this thing up here. Let me see if there's anything cool this way. No. Wait. Let's use my... whatever this is. Oh, what's happening? Haha! Oh! Thanks, man. Wait, hold on. Let's drop this guy. Get the better bow. Pick up the arrows. Because I'm going through them super fast. Because I like to use them a lot. No arrows. An arrow! Cool. Well, that was exciting. Let's head over this way. Looks like we can get there. Oh, I guess that's the whole point, huh? To get down there. Let's check out this place. Did I just like hit it? No. Looks like there's another cannon in there. Or something. Oh. Don't hit my friend. You are far away from me. Hello, my friend. How are you? How's your week been? I am trying to see if I can figure this out because I'm confused. I do not know where to go. Oh! Oh, you also have a big stick. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, it's pretty late where you are. Oh, I need to eat something. I guess that works. I'm more hearts than I thought. Let's eat a baked apple. Oh my gosh. Oh! Oh my gosh. Well, that's that. Death 1 for today. Sorry you can't sleep, my friend. I don't know if this will help. Aha! Don't pick up your stick. That's enough of that. Sounds good. Sleep well, my friend. Thanks for saying hi. I hope you sleep well. Maybe I'll just stick the stick to my sword. Okay. Make it an extra long stick. Oh. Hey, I'm in the temple now. That's good. We are further along than I was before. Oh, I have this. That's probably even a bigger waist. Okay. Wait. Let's try this stick. Or do I need to do this? There we go. Oh, I can attach it to the icicle. How nice. Ooh. Okay, let's get rid of that one. Okay, that's it for this room. Okay. We are leaving now. Oh. I did not mean to become one with a pillar. Hello. Long time no see. Dude, that's not fair. I wish I could just fly. Is there anything up here? No, I have gone too far. You can change the world map from the dungeon. Oh. It looks like there's something right here. But I don't think I'm in the right spot for it. Can I, like, go up this way? Ah! Yes. Where will this get me? Just up here. I guess that works. Oh! Where was that? Haha! I don't know if it's any faster. Haha! That's such a handy skill. Oof! Come on. I had it. There we go. Alright. No? Not this way? Ooh. Well, that was a fun exercise, I guess. I will keep going around this way. Don't like those guys. Oh, I figured out how to open that thing now. I'm gonna go over there. Oh wait. Can I not move the stick? Wait, I'm not even... Oh my gosh. Do I need to attach like the icicle to it? I guess that works. Ah! We opened it! Oh, this is a fan. Hey, look at that! Is this from one of the locks? It's kind of shaped like a windmill. Do I just like hit it? Or no, blow at it. How do I get him to blow? Blow.
All set. Yeah.
Ah, there we go. One down. A few more to go.
This thing opened one of the locks. We gotta find the other 4.
4 more to go. Okay. Well, we gotta get in there. Or no. Was I just in there? I don't think so. Oh, I can ascend up here. Haha. Let's try going this way. I haven't been over here. It's another chest. Yay, more arrows. Well, there's a bunch over here. Let's try going over here. Oh no, I can't climb that because it's ice, huh? Hold on. Okay.
Strong wind.
Okay, hold on, guys. Where are they? Oh, thanks, man. Wait. Do not fall on me. Okay, cool. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that was very stressful. Okay, we are here, we are here.
I'm all set.
Okay, good, that way. Yes! I was really worried I was going
3
to
more to
fall.
go.
We can do it, sorry. There's a chest down there, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Well, let's save and find out. Temple B1. Whatever that means. Ooh. Ah, just get down. There we go. It is a blade. Yeah, I'll drop it. Wait, wrong thing. No. I don't want that. Let's see, let's see. Oh, darn it. I'm just outside. Oh boy. Okay, so I've done all the ones on this side. Well, there's one beneath me. Oh. How did I not see this before? Who's trying to fight me? Excuse me, I'm busy. Who is it? One of you! Haha. Oh, some ice fruit. A strong construct bow. What do I have now? Hold on. That was the right place. Haha. Alright. Let's find out what's down this way. Oh, more guys. Ooh, what is on the end of your stick? What should I drop? My stick. Like, that just seems like that'll be really handy later. Let's go. More arrows for me. Oh, how nice. I just sold all my other ones. So there's just a chest in here, I see. I guess that's fine. Not too bad, not too bad. I've only died once. It's good for me. I have like all stock. I guess I've used these. Wait, is that the better one? I don't know. Who's yelling? Ooh, there's another cannon. How many of these are there? Don't shoot me. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Just use my stick. Huzzah! Ooh, a bunch of arrows and fire fruit! Okay. I have used this one, so let's grab this one. Yeah, so we already went in here, but there's not a switch near me. Is there another way to get in there? Let's try going back here. So I'm not sure. I feel bad for... What's the bird's name? Just feel like he's always kind of tired sounding. I'm just dragging him around. Sorry, kid. This is just how it has to be. It was like peacock feathers. That's cool. I feel like I see all these icicles, but like... they don't help me. And then there's like a cannon thing up here, which is kind of fun. Hello! How are you? I'm doing good. I'm trying to figure out this wind temple, but I am kind of stuck. Because I need to make all of these turn yellow. Like this one's working. And I need to get in here somehow. Ooh, you work at a bakery? Is that a new thing? That sounds fun. Oh, it looks like I need to go down somehow. 'Cause there's a way up. But unfortunately, the thing I have only can... Can I do this through the bars? That would be really cool. Ooh, fun! Yeah, I haven't been streaming a lot. So, that's very cool. Can it open part of it? Let's see. No. You have to get them all. I thought I'd try that. The voice said that the hatch won't open until we unlock 5 of these. We have our mission now. Let's get to it. Okay, fine. Okay, so I already went through there. I just don't see a way. Like, I guess I could jump some. What is on top of that? Ooh, that's a lot. Oh yeah. That sounds like a ton of work. Oh my gosh. Sounds kind of fun though, but yeah, a lot of work. Ooh, it looks like maybe I can go underneath. Let's see if this is like a really bad idea. No, it is not. Okay. We're at least in a new area. No! Oh no! Secrets. Okay, that's kind of terrifying. I'm gonna go this way. Oh! Hello there. Oof! Oh my gosh. I should have like moved out of the way or something. Second death of the day. Not too bad. I've done worse. Oh. I didn't get that far back. Let's get these guys again. I like that they waited their turn. How nice of them. Oof. How do I... Can I, like, roll? What happens if I knock him into the lasers? Well, we'll never know. Do I have a construct bow that I've used? My stupid big weapon is gonna get me in trouble. Ooh, that's good. That's a good thing to practice. Oh my gosh. Let's get ourselves back. Ooh, I almost missed it. Well, don't have to go back that way. This game has so many more arrows than Breath of the Wild does, and it's awesome. because I use arrows a lot because I don't like to be in close combat as much as possible. Ooh. A time bomb. Interesting. And a portable pot. You never know when you might need a portable pot. Wait, I want to go down. There we go. Not too many arrows, but I'll take it. No, I'm stuck. Okay. This is a complicated place. So I need to get to that somehow. I'm gonna try climbing up this wall. And then jumping. This music is very intense. I don't feel like it's normally this intense. Da-dum. Okay. Alright, that worked. More arrows! Wait, yeah, that's... Yeah, exactly. That's the fun thing about this game, is there's like no one solution. Wait, you can't see me. I'm hiding. I didn't even hit him! How lame. Oh, that was a good hit. Just stay back there, sir. Oof! Ah! What does he have? A construct bow. Don't take. A stone guard guster, whatever that means, and a sword. Let's drop this. Oh, it was all one thing. Got it. What was back here? An arrow! Probably one of mine. Oh, I could have used that. Well, I guess this is open now. That's nice. Oh, I guess I can go up this way. Wait. Here we go. Woohoo! Sorry. I always feel like that's gonna take longer than it really does. Let's go. sketchy. Don't wanna fall. Wait, wrong thing. Excuse me. I don't want to drop that on you. Ooh. Yeah, let's switch that. I don't know if I'm making good choices here. 2 arrows. Was it worth it? Who knows? Why can't I grab it? What's happening? Wait. It's not like it's moving back. What? Why did it stop? So it's when I stop moving? That it? That's odd. Okay. Will that make it move? Let's try it. Wait, hold on. Alright, okay. I guess that works. Oh, everything is fine. Everything is okay. If I keep telling him, it'll go away, right? Ooh. Ooh. I need to eat something. What is this? Oh, speed up. That does nothing. Sure, let's eat that. Where is he? I don't like that you have a spear. And this is a small space. Ooh. There we go. Do any of these not have something on them? Wait, this is what I want. Excuse me. Oh, what is it fused to? It's just an axe. Okay. Alright, sir.
Leave it to me.
Gust! Yes! That's what? Only 2 more? That's not too bad.
3 down, 2 to go. We're almost done, Link.
Thanks, man. Okay, that's why that wouldn't open, because... Let's try coming in from the other side. See if there's stuff that way. Ooh, the music is even scarier than before. Oh, there's an entrance. Oh, it's closed. Huh. Maybe it's closer to the front. Oh, it's all icy. What are you shooting at? This is so slow. Oh my gosh. I just want to get high enough that I can... Oh my gosh. What a lame-o. Okay. Oops.
Don't give up.
You know what? That's fine. I'm gonna eat something. Here we go. Oh, it's all like frozen and stuff. Let's try this. Yeah, exactly. Can I just hit it? Yeah, I guess that works too. Oh, hello. Here, I'm gonna stop using that. Let's use this thing. Ooh. Ooh. I do not like that. Spoop. Spoopalicious. I like it. Why is there a tiny hole? It's basically a sword with like a piece of the building on it. Ooh, I make a breeze. That's cool. I do not like this at all. Can I make a contraption? Yeah, basically. Ah! But how do I get up it? I guess I can just climb. I don't really need to go up anymore. I just need to go to the side. I don't know if this is how you're supposed to do it. I know, right? And I even got him, like, more, I just knocked him over! Okay, that's not what I need right now. Here we go. I knocked your shield out of your hand. Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna... Oh, but this one's better. Can I attach this stick to anything? No. What does this do? Well, I can at least open this. That'll be handy for later, I guess. Oh, I haven't used that very much yet. I need to connect those somehow. Do I have like a big stick or something? I do not hear. Do I need to go grab another? Oh, there's more here. Okay, it's like, do I have to go all the way back to grab another icicle? I sure hope not. Oh, right, icicle. Wait, hold on. I don't know if I should just shoot an arrow. Is that the right way? It sure is. Alright, come here, my friend.
Strong wind.
I did it. Okay, one more.
We only have one left.
Where could the last one be? Okay, let's look at the map real fast. So it says the last one is B2. We are currently in B1. Is it a floor below? Hold on, I'm gonna try something dumb. Wait, if it's B... Wait. Am I on B1 or 2? B2. What is this? Oh, the shrine. Okay. So if it's down there... Do I have to go like up underneath? I'm gonna try saving before I try. Cause then I can just come back here. Oh! Okay, cool. Oh! man. Let's try this shoot at the Okay, this is our last one. Alright, young man, are you ready? Yes! It's Pride Month tomorrow! I'm so excited. I definitely, like, want to get some Pride decorations and stuff.
That's it, Link. We've unlocked them all.
Yes! Let's go!
Patch on.
Okay, I'm nervous. Does this mean that I have to fight a boss? I love how epic the music is. How do I get back up there? My city's Pride Festival is this weekend, and I'm just kind of like, there's a lot of people. I don't think I want to do that. Same. I just don't really have that much. Ooh, what would you make? Okay, I got this one. Okay, here we are. It's rare. Yeah, I don't own that much rainbow. Sadly. Ooh. What's gonna happen now? Ooh, I like that. I'm so nervous. There's gonna be a boss, and I'm not gonna be ready. Ooh. I am concerned. I am concerned.
Okay, let's go.
For what? What are we doing? Go where? Who is it? Oh my gosh, why did we open that? We should have just left that in there. It's like a crab
That
dragon.
must be what's causing the blizzard.
Ah!
We've got to take it down.
Oh, brother.
So strong. Don't give him away, Link.
I shoot one arrow. What does it do? I don't know what I need to be doing here.
We aren't hurting it at all. Here it comes.
What about that? Can I land on that? Oh!
That worked.
I just broke through it!
Where'd it go?
It just made a portal? What's going on? Don't like that. Don't like that. Oh, he hit me. I don't know, flying through it's kind of exciting. Not gonna lie. Okay, flip on your tummy. Oh,
Catch it.
Dodge what? Oh, the rocks. Here I come! Woo! I just do not know what's going on. That does not seem fair that it can just like go through a portal. Ooh! You'd think he'd be more injured if he lost like parts of his tummy, right? Ah! Here it comes! Ooh! That could have gone a lot better. Yeah, he just seems fine. Where the crap am I? Oh! Like I just stopped moving suddenly. What's going on?
Here it comes!
Ooh! Oh, I'm not gonna make it! He hit me! He seems angry. Which, like, to be fair, I just punched his tummies. Multiple tummies? He's back. Tummies and all. Oh no. I do not like that. Ow! Okay.
Don't get too close to a tornado!
I'm doing my best! Ooh!
Incoming!
I think I'm too far. Here I come! Stop doing that! Ooh! Heal if you can. Don't tell me what to do. I guess you can. Oh, cold weather attack plus... Where the crap is he? Ooh! Don't do that, Link. That's not very helpful right now. Ah! Do it! Is the concert this week?
Even in these scales, just give me the word.
Oh, right.
Be careful!
I forgot that you can do that. Ah. Oh, let's use this one. Hold on. Ah, here we go, here we go. Yes. Oh, nice. That's fun. Get it? Ooh. Oh my gosh. Now that I shout out his tummies twice. I did it though. That was very cool. We did it. The storm's gone. Yeah, seriously. And I got a heart. Yes. So ooh. Da-la-la-la-la-la-la. Yeah. Honestly though, that's what happened. Let's see what this is.
Tulin, my brave fledgling.
I know that voice. It's you.
Ooh.
You're the one who's been guiding us?
Yes, I am your ancestor from a time long ago. I proudly served Hyrule's first king. I was a Rito warrior and a sage with control of the wind. Where you fight, the winds follow. I would expect nothing less from my descendant. You make me proud. That monster you defeated, the source of that intense blizzard, it was summoned by the Demon King. He thought it could stop you from obtaining the stone you just found. My secret stone.
Demon King? Secret stone?
This is a lot to learn all of a sudden, I know. But listen while I tell you what happened in the past. A tale of the imprisoning war. And the mission our people must accomplish.
Ooh.
Years ago, when the kingdom of Hyrule was still young, a great evil, the Demon King, descended on the land. He sought to wipe out anyone who opposed him. But Rauru, the first king of Hyrule, requested my aid, as well as that 5 other warriors, to help in the fight. Rauru entrusted us with amazing artifacts, secret stones, objects that amplified our formidable abilities. I carried one into battle as the Sage of Wind. It was thrilling to fight alongside my fellow sages. Yet we were still no match for the Demon King's overwhelming power. His magic was staggering, and I was unable to slip past his defenses, no matter how hard I tried. In the end, King Rauru realized that we would not be able to defeat the Demon King. To save our world, King Rauru sacrificed himself and sealed the Demon King away.
So that was the imprisoning war.
The rest of us survived that climactic battle, and I would soon receive a visitor with a request that would define the future of the Rito.
Zelda.
It was another of the 6 sages, the Sage of Time.
The Demon King will return. The magic binding him will be undone. when that time comes, a noble swordsman named Link will oppose him. But Link will only succeed with the Rito's help. Summon the winds and support this hero.
It was clear what part the Rito would play.
It will be an honor to defeat the Demon King. I swear to you that when the Demon King returns, the Rito Sage of Wind will awaken once more. And you can count on the full support of the Rito.
Interesting. Very cool.
And now you know about the imprisoning war, and a mission I accepted on our behalf.
Yeah, I'm like, there's a
You've
lot of
saved
story
Rito
here.
Village, but there's more to do. The Demon King will soon recover his full strength. Tulin, my brave fledgling, you must take up my secret stone and honor the Sage of Time's request. Fight the Demon King with the swordsman Link.
Cool.
So it's
Is he
my
gonna get a cool
mission
neck,
to
like,
fight the
anklet?
Demon King with you? Link! This is so amazing! I can't believe my ancestor gave me such an important mission. And it involves fighting alongside you
I
to save the
know.
world.
He's like, like 12? I don't know.
Demon
Not very
King,
old.
And the world is gonna be in big trouble.
13?
I can't let that happen. I'll do this. I'll happily take this secret stone.
An anklet! Let's go! 12? Yeah, I don't know. He's not very old.
I am the Sage of Wind. Look, check out what I can do now. Huh?
Make a ghost version of himself.
Link, hold out your hand.
Oh, look at how big this hand is compared to Lane's.
I, Tulin, the Sage of Wind, swear to fight by your side until the end. Take this. It's proof that I'm with you.
This music's awesome. Yeah. Ooh. Now I've got a cool ring.
You can use that ring to call on my power anytime, all right?
Nice. That's handy.
Okay, let's head back to the village and tell Dad.
She's gonna be like, what the heck? What kind of crap are you putting my kid through, Link? He is too young. It's too late. He made like a vow. Seemed pretty serious and legit. I made it through though. I didn't die during the boss fight. That's good for me. Normally that is not the case. The snow is stopping. Yes, I'm so excited. Yay, the snow's going away. That's true. He's like, okay. It just suddenly got super hot. Yay! Everyone can fly! That's awesome. Yeah, exactly. You guys, you did it! Yeah, it turns out it was easy once we started working together. This was no small feat. I still can't believe the Stormwind arc from the children's song was real. Me either. You could have knocked me over with a feather. Is he gonna give him his bow? Oh, for a job well done, Tulin. Wait, what? This bow meant so much to you, and now you're giving it to me? It was always my intention to give it to you once you came of age as a warrior. Oh. Dad. Thank you. I'll prove to you I've become a warrior worthy of carrying it. Blah blah. Hey Link, that woman in my vision, the vision my ancestors showed us, didn't she look just like Princess Zelda to you? Do you think that was the real princess? I mean, it seemed like a long time ago. There's still a bunch of unanswered questions. I gotta know more about the figure we saw on the Stormwind arc, so I'm gonna look into it personally. Next time you see me, I'll have more information about Princess Zelda. Check in with me sometime, okay? And remember, with my sage's power, the two of us can keep working together no matter what. Ta-da! Very cool. I did it! Yay! I can activate and deactivate the Sage's Vows on the key items menu. Where's that? Dismiss. No way! Oh my gosh! Impa, what are you doing here? Oh, Link, we meet again. Kato? And I came up here to see a geoglyph. Sadly, we were thwarted by the blizzard and grounded nearby. After it finally calmed down, we made our way to this village. How in the world did you get over here? There's no bridge. We plan to get on with finding that geoglyph shortly. The ancient literature indicates the Forgotten Temple is here in Hebra, at the bottom of the canyon. We believe the temple holds the key to unlocking the mystery of the geoglyphs. But even if we find the temple, our work will not be done. There may be geoglyphs located all over the world. We must brace for a long, arduous search. Comes the inspector. What is she talking about? Yeah, now it's like daytime, actually. Till we get our old lives back, there's a mountain of things I need to see to. I'm on my way home to think about our next steps. I've got a long way before I can live up to Canelli when it comes to being elder. Hey, mister, you're the one who stopped the blizzard, right? Thanks for saving our village. Although, even now that it's calm, I still got a lot of work to do. I still patrol the village to see if the snow damaged anything. It's a big job, but I'm pretty good at it. Guess I'm more tired than I thought. I'm heading back home to rest a bit. I need to keep the great eagle bow my dad gave me in tip-top shape, too. Oh. Hey, you're the one who helped Tulin save the village. We owe you big for that. I think we met at the Tabantha Bridge stable. Do you remember me? I couldn't have imagined then that you'd be the one to save our village.
Ah.
Now that the blizzard's died down, we're stockpiling all the food and materials we used to have in abundance. The others are all working together to bring supplies to the village. I'm managing the whole process from here. Speaking of which, Huck was supposed to bring me some food, but I haven't seen him. He told me he'd collect food from the Snowfield stable in Tabantha Tundra, northeast of here. I hope nothing happened to him on his way back to the village. Ah, never mind me. I was just thinking about a friend of mine who hasn't come back yet.
Huh?
Hey, you wouldn't happen to have any spare food you'd be willing to part with, would you? Our food stockpiles are looking healthier now that the blizzard has stopped, but they still could be better. If you have... Okay, she will trade you. 10 hours. Wait. 10 hours? 10 arrows for 3 glowing cave fish. They're not hard to find if you look in the caves.
Wow.
So you're carrying it. Sure. Thank you. I do have a lot of arrows.
Huh?
Okay.
Ma.
She'll give me more arrows. Cool. Let's look at my stuff. I kind of just want to explore. So where have I not been? Yeah, I just want to explore now because I've been doing that same thing. Oh. That cave. Where was it again? Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hey, if it isn't the guy who worked with Tulin to save the village. Everyone in the village is happy to stretch their wings again without them icing over, so thanks for that. And the end of the blizzard has improved visibility too. It's much easier now to find caves where we can gather food. I saw one just the other day, in fact, while I was flying around, but I forgot exactly where it was. It had a rock wreath and green light inside it, just like the one beneath the general store. Sandsag, there might be a shrine in there. Just where did I see that cave anyway? I found it while looking for that white bird. Cool. Yeah, there was mushrooms in it and a pond with fish. Oh. Let me think. I was looking to find it. I don't think... Okay, it was right next to a resting white bird. That much I do remember. Deep inside... Okay. We got it. Let's cook some foods, because I ate a lot of mine. Let's see. What I need to do is collect more food. Bye-bye. Sweet. I'm just gonna keep looking for food. Girl, I already bought your shirt. You can buy another one? That's funny. Why would I do that? I have no money. What am I doing here? I was so worried about having to leave the kids behind during the blizzard. But after it was over and I returned, I discovered the most amazing things. Kotz has been making the beds. Not Kotz, the girl who'd use any excuse to get out of chores. She was helping out all on her own. Leaving the place entirely up to them turned out to be a great idea. I suppose that's how kids grow up. This is Swallow. Okay. I have no money. Sorry. No sleeping for me. Do I have enough to... No. I will make my way down. Goodbye, dragonfly. I have what, 7 hearts now? Thank you for opening up that cave the last time we met. Thanks to you, all the food I collected made it back to the village. They needed it too. I wish I could say everything is fine now that the snow has stopped, but I need to check for any damage to the bridges. The last thing we want is any more bridges collapsing. It's true. Oh, a chest. Some arrows. Very nice. Pine cone. We just need more of those. Don't mind me. Where the heck did they all go? They just be disappearing. Now that the blizzard has passed, I'd like to repair the bridge so that supplies can arrive in the village. Sadly, we're not equipped for a major rebuilding project, but I've heard there are Hylians who are skilled in... Say, you're Hylian. Do you know anyone who can help? Sounds like you need a good carpenter. I know. What about that guy at Lookout Landing? If he could build an incredible structure like that, I bet he'll have no problem fixing up your bridge. His name was... Oh, shoot it. And son. Yeah. However, I can't leave my village. Okay. What the, okay, I can look. Who descend? It's me! Look, Pearl is just hanging out. What a good girl. Hello! Let me feed you an apple. You have just been patiently... Wait, no, I don't want to eat it. Oh, what a good horse. A wild berry? Are there more of those around here? What's happening? Oh, it's activated. His advice granted you the power to summon his avatar. Nice. Well, that'll be handy. Ugh, keep disappearing. Well, let's Let's just ride around. Just for fun. Come on. We did it. Apparently cooking raw meat, my friends were telling me yesterday. Cooking 5 meats makes you lots of money. Hello. Sorry.
Yeah.
You made your way out of the stable, have you? With temperatures this low, you've got to be prepared. Safety frost. Achoo! Oh, pardon. The cold snap might be over, but it's still so chilly down here. Hold on, kid. I'm speeding north to the... You've got a steep trek ahead. Suck up the stable. Okay. So you're ice and prepared. That's awesome. Sorry, horse. Who lives here? Nat's Mushroom Quest Chronicle. My sister Megan and I came all the way out into Hebra in our quest for mushrooms. Thanks to the upheaval, all sorts of new caves formed around here, and they're just full of good stuff. But my sister and I aren't after bright bloom seeds and ore deposits, nor we're after that precious mushroom that only grows in caves. And you can bet we're gonna find a ton of them. Hello? Hello? Ooh, that looks scary. Lots of bad guys. We shall keep going. The cabin looks so warm and inviting, but there's bad guys in there. Oh. I feel so sad. Oh. Raw prime meat. I kind of want to go in that cabin. Can I get in without fighting the guys? That's the question. Seems I just might be able to. Oh, who is it? Maybe someone's come to help. Don't you hear those monsters? I should be ready. Don't open the door if you can hear the sound of monsters. That's funny. That doesn't really matter for what I'm doing. Oh, nice. That's so handy to have someone helping you. This is the best. Got a rupee. Traveler's sword. Ooh. That's worse. Let's see if they have anything over here. I guess some more spicy peppers. Hey, I killed the monsters. Is there somebody there? Maybe someone's come to help. What are you saying? Why would someone help us? This place is crawling with monsters. The monsters can't hear them anymore. Come on, Jogo. What's taking you so long? Quick, gotta unlock the door. Okay. Y'all are okay. You defeated the monsters. Thanks for helping us. We took a break in here in this vacant house to get away from the cold. Before we knew it, monsters had us surrounded. Hey, you should be sure to thank him nice and proper like. I still can't believe you came to help us. You really did save us, you know. Ever since the upheaval, they've been more and more monsters. We were trying to be careful, but I don't know how to thank you enough, but please take this. Ooh, thanks. Doesn't feel like it's enough. Not for someone who saved our lives. Hey, I got an idea, mister. Do you know anything? No. Okay, first you hold up a shield, and then you jump on it and ride. But you gotta get some momentum going or it won't work. It can be kind of tricky like that. Ready, shield, jump, ride. Cool. That's right. If you like that shield over yonder, go ahead and use it. We brought plenty of our own. May not look like it, but I used to be a professional shield surfer, you know? I had a rumor there's this legendary... Oh, I just talked to him. Okay. Anything you don't understand about it, just go ahead and ask me. Thanks. Well, that was fun. Oh, I see a wolf. He was probably close enough. I did not need to do that. A winter wing butterfly. That's fun. Haha. It's getting dark. Why are you guys protecting this pillar? There are a lot more of you than I thought. Do not pick that up. I'll drop this. I got a bunch of flame emitter stuff. It's just so fun. Oh, I guess that works. Echo. Oh no, Pearl. Here she comes. I just didn't want her to get involved. It's too scary. Too scary for pretty horses. Hello. Oh, I love the horse music. Monsters? No way. It's pretty cool. Let's see what's in these boxes. Some arrows! Who would have thought? Oh! We've got a tier up here. Oh my gosh! Welcome everyone! Thank you for the raid! That startled me so bad. Hello! Thank you for the follow. Hold on, let me shout you out. Hello! Thank you for the raid! What were you just playing? Oh, this is so fun. Hi guys, I'm Louise. If you don't know me, I'm a cozy streamer and I've been playing a lot of oh my gosh, hello! This is so fun. Hi guys. Thank you for all the follows. Oh, thank you. Oh, did you guys hear that pop? That was incredible. Wow. I needed that. I'm Louise. Hi guys. I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom right now. Ooh, fun! I'm doing so good. I'm loving Tears of the Kingdom. I'm glad it's not just me. So which one? Just the first one? I started the first one. And then I got distracted with this and also he is the hardest, so I'm gonna hit first. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my gosh. That's incredible. That's very impressive. How's that going? Okay, I'm gonna switch my weapon real fast. That's way too fun. Alright, we did it. I think I'm doing better at like oh, there's a rock. At not dying. You're halfway there? Dang. Yeah, I couldn't do that. Oh, that's so fun. This new one has been such a delight. I've only played oh, what's it called? Breath of the Wild. Because I'm lame and didn't grow up playing the older ones. But it is very fun. Definitely. Oh, I do not like you. Thanks for not exploding him too early. Well, goblin guts. I don't have enough. I can't carry any more weapons. I really need to get more weapon space. Let's see. I'm just gonna keep what I have. Woo! More arrows. Yeah, this game is... I don't know, I really like it. I am a fan. What is that in the middle? It's nice because you can like climb anywhere you want, go anywhere. Thank you! Thank you for bringing all your friends. Oh, what is this? I guess I can't use that while I'm climbing. That makes sense. Have a great night and talk to you soon. I hope. Oh, there's the thing I just came from. Ooh, there's a building over there. This is how most of the game goes for me. I just see something and I'm like, that looks cool. Let's see what that is. A bear. Ooh. How are you still alive? Hey, run. Where are you going? Oh, there's elk up here too. Oh my gosh. Oh no! Yeah, go ahead. I'm sure you... Ooh. We are okay. I did not get hurt. Where did the bear go? Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. Okay. Ooh. Here we are. Another tier. Let's see what it is. I love this.
As I thought.
Oh.
This is not the world I know. A time so far back in the past, it's become legend. So it's true. This is really the era of Hyrule's founding?
Your presence here is just as strange to us, Zelda. But if you, like Sonia, have a secret stone and are able to manipulate time, then your story makes sense.
Oh? I believed her right away. You needed the secret stone as proof, Rauru? I can feel your light power within her, as well as my time power. Additionally, I sense that we share a blood connection.
I see. In any case, Zelda, you had said that you needed to return to your era as soon as you possibly could.
Yes. In my time, something terrible is happening. I need to get back there.
Hello.
But how do I do that?
Just watching a cutscene, you know.
I don't even know how I got here in the first place.
Hope your dog's doing good. I'm not very far, so this shouldn't be too spoilery, I hope.
Now, Zelda dear, you don't need to solve your problems all at once. Why not come back with us to the castle?
No,
We'll tell everyone that you're a distant relative of ours.
Oh.
It is true, after all. We'll get you fresh clothes, too. I'm sure an answer will come to you. Wisdom takes time.
Were her eyes more
I
blue
don't know what to say.
before
I wonder.
Zelda's?
Minoru. She may have some idea of how to get you back to your era.
Minoru, you said?
Yes. She knows far more than anyone about our people.
Like, I feel like they were blue
Like
before,
us,
but now they're more
My
green.
older sister has a secret stone. We'll call on her.
Interesting. Memory has been added to the log. I don't know where my horse is. She's around here somewhere. I've heard, that's the only reason I'm doing this. If you cook 5 meat together, you can sell it for like 100 money. Which I desperately need because I just want to buy clothes. It's a surprise to no one. I just want to buy clothes all the time. That's just how it is. Oh, there she is. Hello, Pearl. This is my horse. She is a good horse. I got her in the last game. And now she's my horse in this game. Yay, the horse music. I love the horse music. Oh, that rock is too big, sorry. I feel like there should be another statue. Maybe. Oh, it's not up here. That would be too easy. Oh. Who's up here? Oh, it's a bird guy. I'm stuck, he says.
Oh.
You there! Are you here because you noticed my signal fire? It's about time someone did. See, I got spotted by some monsters. Oh. They wanted to snatch the supplies I connected from Snowfield Stable. Those pests, normally I'd have dealt with them no problem. But against a swarm, there wasn't much I could do but set a signal fire and wait for help to arrive. Sadly, unless you have a pair of wings, I'm not saying, I doubt you can reach the monsters up there. Just have to hang tight and wait for my friends to notice I'm gone. Yeah. I'm not feeling particularly flighty. Or, that's not right. Can I land right on my horse? Yes. A stick. Oh, I don't want a tree branch, actually. Let's go. Blue fox, hold still. Wait. Okay, fine. Oh, that looks scary over there. I don't want to fight them. There's just lots of guys everywhere. Oh, this poor man. I'm leaving. I want to go see the stable. Ooh. Look at my horse go. Oh, I've already found this stable. Uh-huh. Well, I'm back. Hey, guys. If only I could pet the dogs.
Hi. Aw.
Oh, I want to customize my horse. Time to look at the future with anything but anxiety.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, I just have a harness.
Oh.
That's it.
Oh.
Okay. Never mind. Cute dog. Oh yeah, the Great Fairy's up there. But she needs to hear the band or something. Hold on. I don't think I've been up to that tower. Let's head that away. Every time he like pops into existence, I'm like, ah. Nope. Will not be dealing with that just now. I don't think my horse can come with me the way that I've decided to go. Goodbye, Pearl. You'll be okay. fight Pearl. If I call to her, will she come? She's... Where's she going? Where is she? She's going... Oh my gosh! What the heck is that? Do you guys see that? Oh my goodness. I will not be dealing with that just now. What the heck? Ooh! Ah! Blessed. It's fine. Where's it gonna take me back to? That's what I want to know. Okay, not too far. But now I know that guy's there. I should probably eat something. I guess I'll eat that. Just clearing out my lame food. Okay. Okay, where was this guy? Like, he appeared from, like, right there. Oh, it's gone. But I got the meat. That thing is so huge and scary. I do not like it. Look at that. Ugh. She can... Where's she going? She's just going away. Dang. That's a lot. Oh, there you are. Ooh. No. Ooh. Ugh. I'm just not destined to fight these guys, I feel. It's not going very well for me. And I also don't know where my horse keeps going. She's just like, I'm leaving. Goodbye. Oh, where are you going? You know what? I think I might do this next time because I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom and it is getting hot here. That's one thing I'm not really looking forward to this summer with streaming is how hot it's gonna be. Because it's just like me and the computer. I do have a fan on. But hey. It's, you know, it is what it is. I'll be streaming again tomorrow. Same time, same thing. More, what is this? Oh my gosh, I should. That would be hilarious. Do you see my, summer birds? I have so much stuff back here. I need to simplify a little bit because there's like too much going on back there. Let's see who's still streaming and who we can maybe raid. Oh, let's go raid my friend Bree. Ooh, and then just like go to bed. Nice. Thank you guys for such a fun stream. I'll be doing the same thing, same time tomorrow. We're rating Bree, who's one of my friends. She streams a lot at Disney Dreamlight Valley, which is what she's streaming right now. So, we just got some exciting Disney Dreamlight Valley news. That's the other thing I stream a lot. So, anyway, I'm just playing a lot of this because it's what I want to play right now. But anyway, thank you for stopping by, everybody. Have a wonderful night. And we'll see you soon. Bye, guys.